demonstration fighters.
Galera,
They're
olha
capable of
isso.
Mach 2, which would be 1,500 mile an hour.
Olha isso, tanto de avião.
Okay, C-130s. You're seeing a lot of C-130s over here to the left. They're about the third numerous airplane here in the boneyard. The most numerous are the F-16s. Believe it or not, the F-16s are still the most numerous aircraft in not only our own active inventory at Guard Reserve, but also a lot of foreign militaries. But most of our F-16s we have in here are either what we call the old A and D models, or the very old C and D models, Block 25 and even some Block 30s that we have in here, or Block 32s. Most of our units now are flying Block 40 and newer type of F-16s. Some of our allies are even flying what we call Block 60s. So there's a lot of different versions of the F-16s out there. But so our most numerous aircraft in here, over 500 F-16s stored, followed by basically F-4s, although I think that number is dwindling now, and then down to the C-130s, number 3. Okay, I talked about different versions of the C-130. We're going to see on Celebrity Row is kind of a display of airplanes that they set out there for us. Again, the boneyard is not a museum. It's a very dynamic storage area. And in fact, the people that work there don't really appreciate being called a boneyard because they're really a active storage area. And over the 70-year history of the boneyard, 21% of what's come into the boneyard has gone back out again. Either the service itself has regenerated airplanes like the Marines are doing right now. They're regenerating the F-18s because they wore out some of the active duty F-18s, waiting for the F-35s to come on board. So they're regenerating some F-18s to replace some of the ones that are kind of worn out. Or possibly to hand them off from one service to another, one agency to another. I'll show you an example of that once we get in there. And then another big area, obviously, is foreign military sales, what we call FMS. Not too long ago, we sold about 25 older F-16s to Poland. So that's, again, how they make part of their money out of the boneyard. Now back to the C-130s a little bit. We're going to have about 4 versions of the C-130s out on Celebrity Row. One of them is going to be a DC-130. It's kind of orange and yellow, and I had a crew member told me it was painted orange and yellow because DC stands for drone. It could carry 4 drones, and those pilots would launch those drones for the fighter guys, the F-18 and the F-14 guys to shoot at. They're Navy birds. And one of the crew members told me one time they were painted bright orange or bright red and yellow to make sure that those Navy crews were shooting at the drone and not their C-130s. I said, well, in the Air Force we don't worry about that because we shoot at real airplanes. And we're talking about that program a little bit. That's one of the big regeneration programs here, regenerating full-scale drones to be shot at.